Hello and welcome back, guys. We are back in a league here with a little bit of a update to my Reclaimer amulet list. There have been some changes, as you might tell from the list. Namely, we have a second of Cavernous Souls. We've gone one copy of Flagstones of Trocaire down to make room for that, and we also have a little bit of a variety of bounce lands, as I discussed at the conclusion of the previous league with Reclaimer Amulet. We also have a bit of a newcomer here to the fray. We have one copy of Golos Tireless Pilgrim. This is a 5-mana colorless guy that will not get hit by Aether Gust or Force Negation or any of that kind of garbage. This one is pretty untouchable for as far as counterspells are concerned. When he comes into play, you get to search for land and put it on the battlefield tapped. And if you happen to have all colors of mana, you can pay those and 2 extra of any color, so 7 mana total, to exile the top 3 cards of your library and play them this turn without casting their costs. As a 5-mana 3/5, this is going to be nice to ramp into with our Reclaimers and Flagstones and stuff to be able to potentially search for a Valakut to go along with the Dryad or something like that. It's an additional threat that does punch through some counter magic and give us some setup. Maybe it searches for a Field of the Dead or Cavernous Souls or something along those lines. It's just a cool card. I've seen it in action recently in Titan Violists, and I like the card, and I decided I'd just give it a spin here. As Reclaimer Amulet that's all it's about, is playing with some fun cards and seeing how they do. So I did cut a copy of Pact Negation. We have no 0-mana bullets in the main board, no explosives, no Pact of Negation. Who needs them? We don't. That's right. We do have 1 explosives in the sideboard, and that's it. Otherwise, our Tolaria West is only getting a Summoner's Pact for one of these beautiful cards that you see here, and nothing else. I guess maybe Tolaria West could find a bounce land or a cavern or something still. So it has a little bit of utility. A little less utility than before, but that's alright, that's alright. And yeah, this is the list that you see on screen. A couple of trackers hanging out in the sideboard here. Lots of Veil of Summers. And we'll see if we can punch through our opponent's game plans here and just Valakut some people to death. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the match. Alright, we are in here. And I do hope we get to see that one Golos. As few as it may seem, I do hope we get to see it in action. We're paired against Alabaster Wolfie. We will play first. Absolutely. Definitely want to play first. We have a Titan, we have a little bit of ramp, we have an Explorer, and we do have several untapped sources here, so this looks like it's exactly what we are hoping to draw, so we'll keep this. And we're definitely playing Grazer out here. The question is, what land are we putting into play? It might actually... Oh, that's right, we don't play a breeding pool. I was going to say it might be prudent to get a breeding pool so we can transmute this Tolaria West, but it's neither here nor there. So instead, let's just get a forest. Here's Grazer. And I think it's going to be right to go ahead and put the Tolaria West into play and hold the bounce land here in case we do draw an Amulet. Still casting Explore this upcoming turn all the same, so we'll see how it goes. See what the wolf has for us. See a snow-covered forest and a Reclaimer on their side. So this says potentially Titan Vial. Interesting. I've heard FPolys say that Amulet is a pretty bad matchup for Titan Vial. We'll see if that rings true here. Especially considering we're playing our own Reclaimers. I don't know what that means for this matchup. There's just all kinds of nonsense going on both sides here. So this upcoming turn, we'll definitely explore... Ooh. Well, now we could float with the forest and play Gruul Turf, pick up the forest, and play the forest again so we can both explore and Reclaimer this turn. I think that's going to be the line. I guess we can go ahead and explore first. That seems pretty promising, if you ask me. Amulet. Interesting. So now we can Radiant Fountain, Amulet, Gruul Turf, play Reclaimer, and hold up the Gruul Turf. We are also potentially 1 land away from just hard casting a Titan here. Let's see. So if we play Gruul Turf Forest, we'll still need to hit... We would still need 2 more land drops to play Titan, so I think it's better to get the Amulet out here. That's what I'm going to go for. Yeah. I think this is gonna work out best for us. Just holding on to this Gruul Turf. I suppose, let's see, if I pick up the Radiant Fountain, then next turn we can activate Reclaimer, and that's still going to be mana neutral here, so I guess it doesn't really make a difference. Let's just hold the Bounce Land in hand. Alright, and we'll pass it back. We could even use Reclaimer to get a Growth Chamber to be able to transmute our Tolaria West here. I don't know what that does. Let's see, we'll have 5 mana, down to 3, up to 5 again with the Reclaimer. Pick up and transmute TOS down to 2. We'll see, we might be able to do some stuff by packing for an Azusa or something. I don't think it'll be worth it, though, especially in the face of this Ghost Quarter, so... Interesting to see Explorer in their list. Usually Reclaimer lists aren't playing Explorer. Could just be a green-white value town kind of deck. We shall see. And they also do not have Reclaimer activation up here, which is good news for us. Flagstones is a great draw. So... I suppose now we're definitely playing the Flagstones. I think we're going to set up a Growth Chamber. I guess if they Ghost Quarter our Growth Chamber, then we can't do anything with the Tolaria West, but then we're good to go with the Gruul Turf this upcoming turn. And we're going to get a land to replace the Flagstones anyways, so let's just go ahead and do this now. We will search for a Temple Garden for value. And we get to untap that one for value. And if they want to Ghost Quarter our Growth Chamber here, that's fine with me. I guess they could also Ghost Quarter the Tolaria West. Well, they just let us do it all here. Okay. So let's transmute, I suppose. Don't really know what we're getting here. Maybe just another Summoner's Pact to set up for a potential Dryad turn. I don't hate that. I mean, it's either that or a land. We could get a bounce lane here so that... I suppose we're going to have Titan mana next turn anyways, even if they Ghost Quarter. So let's just get a backup Summoner's Pact. And we'll pass back. We could also have gotten the Flagstones there. I don't know. There's a lot of options, and I think they're all good for us, so... I suppose our opponent could have a Ramanop Excavator here, and that might be kind of annoying. They would need a way to get an additional mana without playing a land drop in order to take advantage of the Excavator right now, though. Because if they Ghost Quarter... If they play land and then Ghost Quarter our Growth Chamber, then we still have 6 mana to Titan them, so it's not really a line that they have access to. I'm surprised they didn't fire off the Ghost Quarter on that turn that we just played with the Tolaria West. I think that would have been the best time to. Garen Brig, alright. Dryad, potentially? Yep. Okay. They Ghost Quarter us now. Okay. Let's get a Snow Forest. We still have Titan here, so... Another Reclaimer, huh? Interesting. Sad that we don't have a way to get Valakut online, like, for example, by getting a Dryad into play here. Well, I mean, we're definitely doing the Titan thing, and I guess let's just go for it. And we'll pick up the Radiant Fountain, I guess, for value. So let's haste off of this Valakut because we can. Do we want to swing with the Reclaimer? I guess that doesn't really make sense. Let's get Talari West. I guess we don't really need Talari West. It might make sense to get Field and something else here and then have a Reclaimer activation up. I guess Field plus Flagstones isn't bad. That way we're getting zombies. We can sack our Flagstones to get other lands that we might need, like a second Battle Cut or something. I think Field plus Flagstones is going to be fine. Okay. And we still have a Titan this upcoming turn, even having to pay for our Summoners Pact, so that's looking fine. We have Vesuva plus second Valakut to haste as well, so our opponent gets a Titan here, though. So it looks like they're playing more of a Amulet-inspired list here as well. Interesting. Well, they're going to be able to gun down our Titan. That's interesting. We might just have them dead with Dryad here, though. Let's see, if we Reclaimer to get a second Valakut, and then pack for Dryad, play land, that's going to be 4 triggers. Or we could Reclaimer again for a third Valakut after the Dryad resolves. And that would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're super dead here if they can't answer a Dryad. So it's a good thing we went for the second pack here. Although I think we'd be fine if we had gone with something else, because we could Reclaimer to set up a T-West, and then the upcoming turn we would sacrifice a land, get Simic Growth Chamber, float all the mana, bounce T-West, transmute for Summoner's Pact, and then go off that way. We'd still have 2 land drops, but we'd be down 1 or 2 copies of Valakut, so I don't know. Our opponent needs to do a lot of work here. They basically need to put a Blood Moon in play, and even then we'd still be able to pay for our pack trigger, so I suppose they could have several land drops and just kill us outright with Valakut. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case, though. Oh, they're killing our Reclaimer. Hold on, let's not yield here. All right, so we definitely want to do this now. I'm very lucky that our opponent did not just auto yield there. So we'll get a Temple Garden. And make a zombie, I suppose, because of value. And then this will go get a Valakut. We still have 4 Dryad triggers here. So we should be good there. Now we can just let all these Valakut triggers go. We could actually probably get a Titan in play and attacking here and still be fine. Let's just tap like this, I suppose. Yes. Oh, or we could just naturally draw the Dryad as well. That does it. Don't think it matters how we tap here. Dryad. Radiant Fountain. Send all the things at your head. Sorry, Wolf. We did, in fact, have the perfect setup here. Let's save targets. Always yes. Always yes. This one. And always yield. Yield to this. And Sanctuary. Put all the triggers on stack. There we go. Okay. Well, that was an interesting game. Let's see what we can do for the next one. So we want our 1 Aether Gust. Probably want Dismembers, I would imagine. Force kills their Dryad, and potentially Aether Vial if they're playing it. I'm not sure if they are. They could be. I don't hate Tracker either, but I think this game mostly revolves around Dryad, so maybe having Tracker is not going to be strongest here. And that said, we might also want Beast Within. This killing one of their lands also helps us. I don't know. Beast Within might be a little much, though. We'll see, though. I guess explosives because they're Reclaimers, but I think our Reclaimers are better than their Reclaimers anyways, so. We probably do want Bog in case they play Excavator. Probably don't need Radiant Fountain, though. We don't need Explorer. Although the card advantage is nice, I think that just getting a Titan into play will be good enough. We can trim a Grazer, I suppose. Possibly even a Summoner's Pact. Although having maximum Titan top deck seems good. We might be able to trim a Reclaimer, although I think Reclaimer is going to be pretty instrumental in setting up Valcut lines with Dryad, like just happened in Game 1. What else? I guess we could trim a Cavern. And maybe the Azusa. I think Azusa's good here, though. Let's just go with one Beast Within, just to give it a test run. See how it goes. Man, we are really lucky that our opponent didn't just F6 after they pointed those triggers at the Reclaimer, because I was not expecting that at all. And I almost could have lost due to it, so thank goodness there. This hand's just really slow. I think we can do better. This hand is awful. This hand is also awful. It has a clear plan if we manage to top deck a bounce land, though. I mean, I'm going to keep it, I guess. Can't really go down to 4 anyway, so let's bottom one of these and one of these and keep all of the most unique cards in our hand. We're on the draw, so we have 2 shots at a bounce land. And we have a Golos to fill the gaps here. That is not a bounce land deck. That is not a bounce land. What can I say? I like to live dangerously. Our opponent is playing the green-white cycle land. Interesting. That's not a land either. Well, this game is going to be over rather quickly. Reclaimer, okay. Yeah. We'll pass it back. I don't know if top decking a bounce land would be good enough at this point. At least we can see a little more of our opponent's deck. Seem to be playing sort of a Naya version. I guess Scattered Groves is something they can search with Flagstones. So it's not awful. Don't mind it. Renin 6. That's not one I expected. Oh, that doesn't really change anything. That one does work well with the Scattered Groves, though. Very synergistic. I don't think Ren is particularly good against us, but... Alright, well, that's a land, I suppose. Still don't think we're winning this game. Now, though, if we do draw a bounce land, since all of them are green, we'll be able to play a Dryad into 3-drops, so potentially Beast Within or something here. We're just giving our opponent free reign for these next couple turns, though, so... Things not looking fantastic for us. Oracle of Moldiah. Now that one, I did not see coming either. Sort of like an additional Dryad, without the whole basic land types ability. They're getting value. I guess that one's also sort of like Courser Prefix. It gives you an additional land, and lets you play cards from the play lands from the top of your deck. Ooh, they found a Dryad, which is bad news for us. I suppose that when they cast that one, we can gust it. I mean, you know, optimistically. We're just getting hit hard by these Reclaimer beats. Well, we'll play out this Talari West and hold up our Aether Gust valiantly. Summoner's Pact on top. That's an interesting one. Well, we will, in fact, gust this one. See them put it right back on top of their deck. Have to imagine. If we draw a bounce land, we actually just get Titan in play. We go bounce land into Grazer. No, we'd be a green mana short. That's sad. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if we draw a bounce land, we can play Dryad into Grazer Golos. I don't know what that would do, to be honest. Oh, they're getting a Dryad into play this turn. Okay. Yeah, this feels like the end. I guess we can Beast Within Dryad, and that might set them back quite a bit. They'll get field going eventually with these Elvish Relcaimers, but we might be able to beat that. Second Amulet is not really doing it, so let's go ahead and scoop this one up. Okay, so anything that we want to change? I feel like Tracker actually could be decent. They don't seem to have any removal whatsoever for it, but we may not have the time to be cycling a bunch of clues, in all honesty. I still kind of like the deck the way it is. Not sold on the Beast Within, but whatever. Let's just go. Let's just go, y'all. Alright. On the play. All 3 dismembers in our hand. This is such a weird hand. Our Aether Gust is most likely uncastable, and all of our lands enter tapped, but triple dismember is not bad. We are basically starting the game at 4, 8, 12, at 8 life. Dismember seems pretty good against them, though. Nah, we need some business, though. There we go. This is a little more like what I was hoping for. We have an Amulet to go along with our things. We have a potential Titan in this Tolari West, and we still get to keep one of these dismembers, so I think the land we can safely bottom here is Temple Garden, since we'd rather find that one off of a Flagstones anyways. And we can play our turn 1 Amulet here. And if we top deck a 3-mana spell, we can play it this upcoming turn, so nice to have functioning lands. Now we just have to draw non-land spells, as opposed to the last game. Okay, well here's a Garen Brig, and a pass. It might make some sense to have played a Talaria West, in case we had drawn a blue bounce land, but actually, considering we don't have an Azusa or a Titan, I guess that might have been better than playing the Garen Brig, but well, now we have a Titan, which means we have Titan next turn, if our opponent doesn't happen to find a Ghost Quarter, so let's put this Talaria West into play, and we'll just pass it back. Don't mind me, we're just sitting on nothing here. No big deal. Don't worry about it, opponent. Night of Autumn. That one's nasty. Don't like it. Do not like it. I mean, it's obviously good here. It's obviously good against us, but not happy to see that one from their side. We'll see if they have a land drop. Man, I was looking forward to casting this Titan next turn. I guess we'll just have to do it 2 turns from now. And Grazer's interesting. It lets us block, but it doesn't really gain us anything. I guess it lets us play around Ghost Quarter. So, yeah, we'll do that. And we will not reveal that we have a Snow Forest in our hand. That way our opponent does not know what is about to be coming to them. If they Ghost Quarter this, hoping that we don't have a land, we got them by holding this forest in hand. Dryad, okay. Definitely willing to dismember that one. Definitely willing to absorb this 2 damage here. Maybe we should have dismembered this guy already. I kind of anticipated they didn't have the land drops here. Clearly, I was wrong. But they only have 2 cards left. Not really concerned about Wrenn at all. Sure, take care of the Grazer. Alright, that's fine with me. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of this one right here. They could be holding up Path. It's not terribly difficult to play around that one. We can get Blue Bounce Land and Field of the Dead here if we play out our Snow Forest and pick up our Selesnya Sanctuary so that we'll have Transmuting Tolaria West if they do Path our Titan. And we'll still be getting 2 zombies to clock the Wrenn and potentially trade with the Knight. So I guess that's the play that makes the most sense. Alright, so let's go with Blue Bounce Land and the Field. I think that'll set us up pretty well. We can actually grazer in the Bounce Land for 1 additional zombie. I don't know if that's going to make sense. Suppose they could potentially put an additional blocker or 2 into play. I don't mind if they get another activation on this Wrenn, though. And waiting on the grazer might be better if we draw Dryad or something. If our Titan survives, then we can also just T-West for a Summoner's Pact and get a Dryad into play that way. So I guess maybe not. Yeah, let's not. We'll just wait on that. Let's see the path. Show me the path to exile, opponent. There we go. So, we did play around that one. Don't get an additional land from that path, sadly. But we can deal with it. We do have another Titan set up here already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we can play it this upcoming turn as well. Because we have the 3 to transmute plus 4 to activate Garen Break, so... Our opponent's getting their Wrenn value. Or we could just naturally draw a Primeval Titan. Don't know if that changes anything. If we had 1 additional land drop here... Well, let's see. So we can... I think we can haste our Titan by getting Crumbling Vestige and the haste land. And then using Grazer to put in... I suppose that doesn't play around a Path to Exile, though. I don't know if we need to play around Path to Exile. If we do that, we still have Tolaria West, so... But we don't have a bounce land available if we do that. Let's just figure it out. First things first, we're casting Titan, I believe. And we'll see what happens after that point. Is it worth playing around a second Path to Exile? We'll see if our opponent just tells us. They don't do anything in response, which is probably correct here. Do we play around it or not? They could also have Dryad plus Valakut and a land this upcoming turn and kill our Titan that way. It's either play around Path to Exile or not here. I don't know. I feel really tempted to go for it because I don't think they have another path, but I'm going to play as conservatively as possible. So we'll get second T-West and Blue Bounce Land here. And we'll pick up the first T-West, I guess. They had the path. Wow. We'll pick up the Tolaria West here so that we can go ahead and transmute this now, which we will do. Not playing around our opponent having a Thought-Knot Seer, but that's fine. And we'll at least get a zombie here. Probably just picking up the Sanctuary itself, although I guess it's more friendly towards field if we pick up a Growth Tamer, but that doesn't play around a Ghost Quarter, stopping us from transmuting this upcoming turn. We'll send all of these at Wrenn, just to force our opponent to make a decision on what they're doing with their Knight here. Is it also a Dryad? I believe that. I believe that that one is a Dryad. Let me see, just because I'm curious. Yep, a Dryad Knight. So we can call that one a Dryad. That's fine. Reclaimer. That one's not going to make a huge difference, I don't think. And they're gassed out. So I think that we have them here. Now we can go for the haste line. Since we do have Bounce Land and Grazer still. It's pretty free. So I will show it to you right now. We need to make sure we have enough green mana to play our Grazer, though. Alright, so let's pact. Get Titan. Cast Titan. We're going to get the Crumbling Vestige and the Haste Land. Crumbling Vestige floating red. Okay, there's the Vestige. Here's the Hanweir, however you would say it. And this Vestige gives us the mana. So now we have to make sure we use the Grazer land drop to play Sanctuary since it forces entering tapped. And then we get some triggers and pick up and play the Battlements for turn. There we go. And we haste our Primeval Titan. And yeah, we just have all the things we need here. Let's send the zombies at Wren and the Titan at them. Good. All right. Yes. So we have Summoner's Pacts still left in deck, so that's fine. We want to get Valakut here so that we can pack for Dryad and go for lethal that way anyways. And we already have a Bounce Land as well, so maybe just double Valakut makes sense here. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. Just get 2 Valakuts, you know? And that's good for me. I am done, opponent. Your turn. All right. We won the match. Pretty good, pretty good. I definitely agree with F. Hollis's description of how the deck that is more all-in on your Primeval Titans and, like, Amulet and stuff, especially if we happen to have the Amulet and keep it in play, I think is definitely at a advantage in that particular matchup. We did not get to cast our Golos, sadly, but we'll leave that a little bit of excitement for a future match, where hopefully we'll take that one down as well. So anyways, I will see you guys for match 2. This is Red Face Menace, signing off.